Hello, welcome to the OnlyBets Sports Podcast. It's just me for now. We're going to be waiting for Drew to join us shortly. But what a day that we are coming off of 6-2, and one of those losses was just a half a unit on Duke to win by a margin of either 16-20 or 21-25. That wasn't even close. They demolished. I think they scored 100 points yesterday. East Texas A&M came in on the money line. Two-leg parlay again in Olympic hockey, this time women's. USA, Sweden, and Canada, Switzerland both went under their total goals of 6.5. I think I had them parlayed at 7.5, which was a nice little cash in the morning for me. And then our main man Drew went 3-0. That was quite the day there. I think he parlayed all of them, and he was very much able to make that a nice little cash out. Oh, hey Drew, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm just talking you up. Quite a day yesterday. We went 6-2 on the show, and I'm including one of our losses as the two little sprinkles that I had for quarter unit each.
Hey, Duke didn't understand the assignment.
Duke did not understand the
assignment. It was, well, can I tell you what kind of messed it up, in my opinion, is Syracuse. It was crazy because Syracuse was only down 6 with 3 minutes left to go in the half, and then Duke somehow led by 16 at the end of the half, and I think that's what kind of cost it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They were leading for the first half of that quarter, or I should say, the first half of that half, the first half. They were up, and then I tried to hammer the halftime full time, but it was still minus 600, so no dice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was quite the day. Oh, and before we really get started, just a reminder, it is Champions League Day, match day 1 in the knockout round. Prince and I had a show last night with many picks across every single day, every single game, and I'll go through my 2 picks for today, but I highly recommend you go check that out. We're actually inching. We have one more day left of our 30 days of this podcast, and we are very close to 1,500 downloads, which is, again, I keep saying this, unbelievable. So thank you all, and go like and subscribe. That sounds cheesy, but please do everywhere you can. So Drew, you got any recap for us from yesterday? Any shocking news? Anything that you want to bring out before we go into the day ahead?
Oh yeah, definitely. I actually have some Olympic stuff that I saw. The one thing I will say that people aren't talking about, how about the U.S. women's hockey team? Like, they've had 6 straight shutouts, and that's an Olympic record, I believe, right? That's what I saw.
Yeah. Hey, I've been on them the whole time. I've cashed now 3 straight days that they're playing on them, relying on their defense, because it is an anomaly the way that they have suppressed offenses to such a point where they've only let up like 1 goal in the last like 3 games. Something like that.
That's very hard to do, let alone women's hockey, but men's hockey too, you know. I'm not saying, of course, like, women are amazing athletes too, but when it comes to historically, women hockey usually gives up a lot of goals. And the fact that they're not giving up any goals is crazy.
Nothing. I am very excited to see USA play Canada, to see how I don't know if the game, I mean, I guess I'm going to probably bet on the under, but that's just going to be fascinating to watch these 2 elite teams face each other. And I could say the same thing for the men's hockey as well, which is also going on. By the way, if you haven't heard it by now, I had another Olympic hockey play, this time in the men's. I always put these out early as I can to try to because some of these games go off at 6 a.m. But I had a 3-leg 60-minute money line parlay on Germany, Switzerland, and Sweden. Germany and Switzerland crushed their matchups, and all I'm waiting for is Sweden right now. And if you so chose, you could probably get a +3.5 or +4.5 on the puck line to hedge your bet there. So definitely good value. Hope you guys have been following. I know I'm going to jinx myself now. Have a bad tendency to do that, but I think I've only lost 1 Olympic hockey bet since Olympics started. And that was my second bet. So I'm pretty sure I'm like 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6. I'll have to go back and check. I have to update all my stats since starting this podcast. I haven't really been good at upkeeping on that. So, but something to keep in mind, and I'm going to be looking at that game, Sweden, later. along with Champions League and CONCACAF League, which is essentially the North American, or not North American, the American, South Central, and North American version of Champions League, and that goes off at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. tonight. Prince and I both have picks in those games, so stick around and find out. Sorry, Drew, I hijacked that. Giving it back
Oh,
to
you're good.
you.
I love, yeah, I like hearing your take on that stuff. I haven't been as informative when it comes to the other men's like hockey side of things besides USA and Canada. So I'm always willing to learn. But when
Yeah,
it comes, oh, go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
Oh, I would say when it comes to the other news, another news that I saw is men's because I've been interested in it. Men's curling, well, technically USA curling in general, because there's multiple different curling teams. They survived a comeback. I believe I forgot what country it was from. I think it was like Norway or something. But they survived a comeback from them, and I think it went 4-2 in round robin play. So shout out to them for that aspect. Yeah,
I think it was the home team, Italy. Nope, that's women's
oh
curling. Sorry.
yeah. Yeah, I forgot what it was, but it was crazy. They were up by like five, and then they had a very good comeback in the 10th end. But I would say another news is, of course, the Houston game was amazing last game.
Oh, unbelievable.
I can't believe they blew that. I mean, we covered, but I was kind of rooting for them. Like they were up 10 late, but home crowd makes a difference in college sports.
Yeah. Oh, and that over cash, big time. Thank you. Shout out to Mike McClure. His models and picks are unbelievable. If you're not following him yet, what are you doing? On Twitter, you can get a subscription for him for I think it's like $5 a month or something like that. It's not that much, and his plays are really solid. Honestly, he might be the best capper that I follow, along with our main man Sia Najad, who is a big figure and big reason why I'm even doing this in the first place. So yeah, um, it's gonna be fun watching the games go as March Madness starts to come closer. Actually, that's a good segue. What can we start to expect from some of these teams, the mid-major teams, or maybe the bigger teams? Are they going to let off the gas? Is everyone pushing towards the end? How does it play out typically in the college basketball before the playoffs and March Madness starts?
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy because March is coming close, but we still have quite a bit of more games until March Madness, like 8 or 9 for each team. Because what's crazy about March Madness is March Madness starts like around March 19th ish, but they are the only thing that's in April with March Madness is the Final Four and the championship. It shows you how much they cram in games because once it's the Final Four, there's no more madness. So sorry about that. That's my dog squeaking a toy in the background, but. But when it comes to what we should expect is for the top teams, honestly, because the seeding does matter. So you're going to see teams to try no matter what and not really try to ease off the gas, like especially for a team like Michigan or Arizona and stuff. Because at the end of the day, you still want to try to win your conference and you want to make sure that you get the highest seed or best seed you can. The mid majors, you're going to see like a lot more competitive games with these mid majors that know they won't get at large bids. What at large bids means that you will get a bid without winning your conference. Right, there's certain conferences where they'll want to. I'm not saying like the Big Ten, Big 12 won't be as competitive, but these mid majors know, hey, if we don't win the conference tournament or we get more wins, we're not going to get at large bid or make the tournament. So we're going to see a lot of that, especially tonight with some of the top teams in certain conferences. So every game's going to matter because, just like that, a team can go on a losing streak. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's excellent insight and something that we are definitely going to be looking out for and trying to bet throughout the next few weeks before March Madness comes in. And by the way, what you mentioned about March Madness bleeding into April, everyone remember Oktoberfest is really not in October. It's the last week of October. I found that out when I went in mid-October to Germany, and there was no huge beer festivals anywhere. And I was like, hey, what's going on? They're like, you missed it by a week or two.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's crazy because they cram so many games in from March to April because basically what March Madness says is, well, once it's the Final Four, there's no more madness.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see this tournament. I actually just got tasked with my office's pool to print those out and grade them. I'm like, I'm not grading them by hand. Let's just go find a service that'll do it for us. And I was okayed on that end. But yeah, let's move on to our best bets today. I know the first place that you're going because you gave this out last night and I followed. And the line is moving. We're taking Michigan -1 at -110 juice. I think this is over at Fanatics, you said. What can we expect here? I clearly see, right, Michigan is one of the top ranked power teams in the entire league, right? Their defensive efficiency is insane. Their rebounding advantage, like what's giving them the edge here against Purdue, which is really
Um,
also a top tier team.
So if you combined everything you want in a team, offense and defense, that's Michigan. But I know we talked about this before, and I said this. There's one team that I wouldn't allow my model to override. It's Michigan. Remember, I mentioned with the Michigan State game too, because it said Michigan State was, supposed to be the favor there, and stuff. And then Michigan has this on and off switch like no other team has, so that's something I love about Michigan. I think because you saw a move to I think like 2.5 now /2. I think what we expect here, in my personal opinion, is if Michigan comes into this game deciding they want to start off hot, they can blow out Purdue like that. They have this on and off switch that I keep talking about, to where they're just bigger and better than everyone. Nobody can really match their size. Their size on Ken Palm may not show as the best, but the problem with them is they have like a bunch of 6'8" or taller guys everywhere. They have this guy named Mara at the center position, who is like 7'3". And then, of course, they have one of the best players, Yaxel Lindenberg. They also have Merez Johnson. They just have people everywhere that are going to be drafted next year. And something I see with Purdue is a very efficient team. They've been on a good streak. They've beaten, of course, they've beaten a couple good teams like Nebraska, who I still think is a really good team. And then they also they just won recently at Iowa, which is a hard place to win. But I still don't necessarily believe in this Purdue team because I saw them almost lose to Oregon. They lost to UCLA, right? They lost to Indiana at the end of the day. And when Michigan goes on the road, I feel like they play better personally, because they ease off. Michigan is just a scary team because we saw when they played Northwestern, they were down 49-60, right? And then all of a sudden they won by 12. So they're just one of those teams where, like, okay, do we want to turn it on now? And they turn it on. I expect, personally, in my opinion, because Purdue's not a good rebounding team. Michigan just to outboard them. I don't think Braden Smith and Trey Kaufman-Renn can do it on their own. They're going to need Fletcher Lawyer to start hitting threes. He hasn't been hitting threes as well, and their other world makers. Michigan's a lot deeper team, and I just see Purdue getting bullied from the start to finish.
I love it. I love it. I bet it. There's boosts now, so I'm gonna probably give back my bet and see if I can get the money line with the same kind of juice. So definitely an awesome look, and I'm looking forward to that
That's
game a
what I
lot.
did.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
all right. What else you got for us in college basketball today?
So there's actually a lot of good games today. So I know the guests, the people listening may not want to entirely hear this, but it's still early, and I see a lot of lines that will move in the favor that I want. So I haven't fully decided on entirely my other bets, but I can say teams I like, and then later as the lines move, I can message you, Stern, about it.
Hey, just tweet it out,
And
man, and I'll
yeah,
repost it
yeah,
for
definitely.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because there's if you go over the games, there's a lot of good games, of course, right? Uh the Let me see, the Miami, Ohio, I told you I really like Miami in this, but I think that people are going, because they're -160 now. Yesterday they were like -180. I think people are going to want to go towards UMass. And I feel like that line's going to draw because a lot of Miami, Ohio games, what happens when it gets closer to game time, people just bet on the other team, and all of a sudden Miami Ohio is like plus money, or they go -2 more. If that makes sense. And I think Miami's just a better team. People think because UMass gave them a hard time at home, they're going to, possibly win this game or keep it close. But I just can't doubt this team is one of the best teams in the nation. At covering the metrics show that Miami, Ohio should win.
Yeah, I love it. And that's
Yeah.
also something to be aware of when we're looking at these pricings. It's good to be aware of what the public wants, where the line is going to move to, because it really is difficult to keep winning in sports betting. And the better number that you get, allows you to win a lot less of the time and still be profitable. So definitely valuable insight, and thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, definitely. And something also about Miami, Ohio is personally like they know they're a team because they get disrespected because they don't have a great sync their schedule, but that's not necessarily their fault because according to the coach, and I believe the coach, no team really wanted to play them in non-conference play, these Power Five teams. So that's kind of hard for them. So they think in their mind, hey, we have to win out. We can only probably afford one loss if we don't win the tournament. But I know UMass has played close games, but I just think the shooting disparities here and Miami, Ohio ability to travel on the road well. And this isn't a terrible travel, in my opinion, from Ohio to Massachusetts. So at the end of the day, I like them.
Yeah, it's closer than
The
you think.
next,
When I drive through America,
oh
I'm
yeah,
always like, oh, I get to Ohio already from Pennsylvania.
yeah, it's a lot closer than you realize at the end of the day to Massachusetts because I'm pretty sure it's farther to travel from like Seattle, Washington
Oh, Seattle,
to like
Washington
Santa
is,
Clara, California.
yeah, yeah. That's not,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like seven
Yeah,
hour, 8 hour
so you
drive.
don't realize how small the East Coast is at the end of the day. So,
Yeah, those
um,
13 colonies really packed it in tight.
yeah, they really did. But the other team, I know, I don't know if I mentioned this with you, but St. Louis at Rhode Island. You know, I love the St. Louis team.
Yeah,
Um,
we cashed a
they're-
minus 18.5 spread with them just last week.
and what's crazy about it? At one point, they're such a good offensive team. I think they were up two at one point in the half, and then they scored like 10 points in like 1 minute. And
Yeah,
it
they're
was just,
quick.
it was
Those they get
just
their big mans to move inside, and it's really hard to stop that.
Oh, everyone can shoot a three on that team. But they're going at Rhode Island, right? So they haven't faced Rhode Island. Rhode Island's a very weird team. They are a good team. They are slow tempo. They rely on their defense. And they'll turn around and beat teams that they probably shouldn't be like George Mason and stuff, and then they'll lose like Fordham like last game. The last team similar to St. Louis that came into their house was VCU, who is probably we've all known as that's usually the class of the A10 because we've seen their Final Four runs and stuff and then they lost to VCU around like nine or so. And I don't, and people keep thinking it's kind of like the Miami, Ohio vibes. I think St. Louis is better than Miami, Ohio, but they probably keep thinking that St. Louis, oh, they're going to ease off. This team doesn't ease off. They're number one in tempo in their conference. I think they're top 10 in tempo in general when it comes to like the nation. Like everyone on the team can shoot threes. I think they're just going to be over Rhode Island. I don't think can keep up with them personally. We saw last time when St. Louis played a similar team to Rhode Island, like in Dayton, who's just like a slower tempered team, you know, and stuff, and they beat them by like 30 on their home court. So I really like the St. Louis team personally. I don't necessarily know about the 10 and a half, but I do like their minus 200 halftime full time to pair with something. But it looks like Rhode Island is slowly gaining steam. So I'm looking at a minus 200 halftime full time to pair with something. And I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
do. I'm very interested in being
Yeah.
able to play that with you.
Yep. And then the other games, I don't really trust this UCLA Michigan State game. I think Michigan State wins, but I don't know by how much. I don't trust the Wisconsin Ohio State game. There was really no edge there. I know Wisconsin's been good, but they're a very streaky team. And then another game that I saw was the Nebraska Iowa game. I've been a big fan of Nebraska. There's an edge here, but I'm not too sure about that game. And then the Texas Tech Arizona State game. I love Texas Tech here, and that's something I may pair with St. Louis. I just don't think ASU is as good as a team. They've been impressive though. They are a team that can score for sure, but when you face a defensive team like Texas Tech, who just came off a great win at Arizona, think about it. Texas Tech did not have to travel that far. It's only like an hour and a half drive from Tucson up to since I live here to Tempe. So they don't really have to travel far in that spot. But I do have some mid-major ones real quick that I am looking at to pair as well. Of course, you guys know about the Mountain West Conference and how I love it. We have Grand Canyon at San Diego State. I really like San Diego State here, guys, and just in a money line in general or halftime, full time in general to win this. I still think San Diego State, I know it's a bold take, is the best team in this conference. Even over Utah State, they have the best losses in conference. They lost at Utah State in a game they could have won, and the other loss was to Grand Canyon, where the refs didn't give him a favorable call, to say the least, I will say. The Grand Canyon. They went to Grand Canyon, which is a hard place to win. And then the Grand Canyon guy drove, and then Bird, who I think is the best blocking guard, blocked it, and they called a foul when it was a clear block. And then they lost by 1 point, but they covered. Remember that we bet San Diego State plus 1.5 that game. So
Yeah,
I expect them to win.
yeah, I like that a lot. 72% model says they're going to win, and there also is a small value on the spread as well.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. It was a small value. So those are some pairings I'm looking at, and I'll let you know as I see the lines. Because usually, you don't usually see the favorites, the other side gaining as much steam. And this is the first time I've seen was like, oh, the other side is gaining steam. Because guys, if you ever see there's like 95% money on another line, that means it can only go down because the other side's gonna be bet. And I've seen that a lot because I believe STSU was yesterday was like -9, -9.5, and I dropped to -8. St. Louis was like -11.5. They dropped to -10.5. So that's where I'm going to be looking at. I'll post it when I make my final play. Luckily, these games don't start till way later. So it's always good to have edge, guys. Even if you believe this is something I'll teach you guys in college basketball. Even if you believe that, hey, I still think they cover 10.5. You're at the end of the day, you're gambling your money, guys. You're gambling your hard-earned money. So if you can find an edge, even if your model says or you believe that it can hit, you want to try to find the biggest advantage possible because this is real money.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you see? I probably shouldn't say this out, but you see that guy who said thank you for winning him $1,000 the other week on all of our picks.
Oh,
It's,
he did. Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, all right. It's hard to repost that because I don't want people to be like, oh yeah, gamble thousands. But obviously, take your bankroll into account.
Yep.
Only bet between 1% and 3% of your total bankroll if you can help it. Don't
Yep.
go crazy. Be consistent every single day. If somebody has a losing day, honestly, the next day is the best day to back them because regression to the mean always happens. But let me get to my
Long-term
parlay
investment.
here. Yeah. Let me get to my parlay here. I'm interested to hear what you think because I didn't ask you about it. Sometimes, a lot of times, I ask you about the plays because I'm a little less experienced than you in college basketball. And when I say a little, I mean a lot. I took Michigan State money line, Charleston Southern -9.5 on the spread, and Florida -14.5 on the spread for one unit at -120. I thought that each of these teams had a significant advantage on their spread in general, and then I just paired it back so that I had a little bit of a safer runway for each of these teams. Like if Florida lets off the gas in the second half, the second half of the second half puts in their backups, and I don't want to have to worry about that. Charleston Southern also should easily win by double digits, and then I love my Spartans, so I like them on the money line as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say I love the Spartans money line. When I was mentioning the Spartans, I just didn't trust that 8.5 spread, especially how they play. And the end
Yeah.
of the day, I think they are one of those teams that they'll get the lead early. And this honestly, I don't see Izzo losing at home, especially after that embarrassing loss to Wisconsin. So I really like Michigan State to win here. I wouldn't trust that 8.5 point spread just because of how Michigan State plays. They make games close, but the games always feel like when they win games close, it feels like they won by a lot because how good they play defense at home. So I like that. Charleston Southern, yes, they should destroy Gardner Webb. I believe that's what they're playing, right? I believe Gardner Webb.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was on mute. Yes, they are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. And then, oh yeah, I love Florida here. I just didn't see much value in the 23.5, but I love the all 14.5. I think they win kind of by like 19 or 20 points, or honestly, they could win by 30 at the end of the day. South Carolina is not a good team, personally, in my opinion. They're one of those teams where just they're not good anywhere. And Florida's just been on an absolute tear. They haven't been a great home covering team, but they proved me wrong last game. I had them like parlay last time they played against Kentucky in a halftime, full time, and they absolutely destroyed them. Florida's just on a different level. The guards are finally playing better with their trees they have in the front court. But like we just saw South Carolina, the last game they played, they just they just got outclassed by Alabama. The game before that, they lost to Missouri, lost to Texas, lost to LSU. Last time these two teams played, Florida actually went into South Carolina. I remember this game, and they won. I'm not kidding when I say this, by 47 points at South Carolina. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're live to score or to win by 30 as well.
Oh, yeah.
They just have to
Yeah,
have the
I'm
pop
surprised it's
and the
23 and a half now.
rebounding.
I forgot. I remember that game too when they won by like 47 because I bet their spread. I think it was like 9.5 at that game.
Yeah, I would take that too.
Okay, give
But
me 9.5. That's free money.
yeah. So yeah, those are the three teams that I like to cover their spread and the money line. So yeah, give me the 3-leg parlay at -120. And you're 100% right on the Spartans. I wouldn't touch them on the spread. But I do feel like at home, coming off an embarrassing loss is exactly the spot that we want to back them. Anything else in college basketball before we move on to soccer?
Yeah, so I have one more thing in college basketball. There was a game. I know some people want to hear. Personally, guys, in my opinion, because I got asked some of this in my Discord, the Louisville at SMU game. There's certain games I just don't like to touch because of I know I've watched the teams and I've seen the eye test. Like Louisville, SMU. SMU likes to play teams close, but I don't know if they win. And Louisville is a very unbeatable team. They're either hot or not. Rely on 3-point shooting. And then North Carolina, NC State. North Carolina doesn't have Caleb Wilson, but they do like to make games close. And NC State, they're one of those teams that we've seen them lose by 30, but then we've also seen them, win by a lot. And those are personally, in my opinion, type of games I wouldn't necessarily touch. And then lastly, a game that actually that I do like that I forgot to mention that I was going to possibly add in a money line lay because I saw a good edge in this. And Virginia Tech's getting team, but I like Miami to beat Virginia Tech here. That was the only other. That's all I have.
Beautiful, beautiful. And please tweet that stuff out. I will definitely repost it and we'll get everybody in on those. I just wanted to recap, not the entire Champions League episode, because we do want you to go listen to that show last night. But I did want to give out my 3 best bets for the day. 2-leg parlay at +101, Galatasaray, Juventus over 1.5 total goals, and Benfica, Real Madrid, BTTS, both teams to score. I think that is probably my favorite play of the day, even though it's plus money. And the next parlay is -130, where I paired Dortmund's team total over half a goal, so to score 1 goal, and PSG's team total over 1.5 goals. I think both of those plays have tremendous value. I think PSG comes out with a fire underneath their butt to try to prove that they belong here at the top tier of the Champions League. And Dortmund, I think, is just the better team here. I've been very impressed with how they're playing. And I think they score 2, honestly. And PrinceOfPicks links Dortmund draw no bet, parlayed with Galatasaray Juventus. Also, the full game total over 1.5 goals. He got that at -108. The other play that I had here was Weston McKennie here to score or assist at +200 over at FanDuel. That was a quarter unit play for me. And I think that there's a lot of value here. His counterpart is injured, so he is going to get the bulk possessions of the ball in the close to the goal on the third part of the field. So there's definitely value here. I think that he gets a touch, and I think that he's able to make something happen in an overall a higher scoring environment. I am still debating playing the over 2.5 goals in Galatasaray Juventus, but I'm probably just going to wait to play that live as well. I do like both teams to score in both of those games as well. There is lots and lots and lots going on. I highly recommend you listening to the podcast again. Prince has picks also throughout the entire day, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he plays live as well on his premium chat. There's also another league very similar to Champions League, but for America. This is the CONCACAF Champions Cup. It is the Central, South American, North American, Jamaican, the Caribbean islands, their version of the Champions League, from what I understand. And Prince and I both have picks in each of these games going off at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. tonight. I thought it was funny. I asked him for a best bet for tomorrow, meaning today, and he gave me the other game that I wasn't playing here. So to be able to provide you picks for every single Champions League game and every CONCACAF game is just, I think that's phenomenal. He is taking Atlanta, sorry. Sorry, Atletico Ottawa, to +1 on the spread at -115 here. They're getting Nashville, who is a very powerful team coming in. And while I originally looked at the Nashville side here, I think that he is correct taking Ottawa on the spread. Basically, this is the same thing as a double chance. And if they lose by 1, you get your money back. So this is a really, really good play against a really tough home environment for Nashville to come into. Ottawa is playing defensively, breaking club records. They are definitely a fantastic side, and Nashville is going to struggle coming in here. The next game, similar in a way where we're having a U.S. team go into a tough road environment. The difference here for me is Honduras, where LAFC is going to play. LAFC is just an elite offensive team. I believe that I saw that the two people that I was worried about, Son and Bonga, are going to play. So I just think the offensive fireworks from LAFC, I think it's just going to be overwhelming for a Honduras team that is, it's not as an elite of a league. They're not playing, even though their home record, their home record and their record in their own domestic league is really good. I just don't think it's at the same level as LAFC, and I think LAFC goes off on them. I took their team total over 1.5 at -125 over on Caesars last night. I think that you can probably still get this number in. But again, I would double check Son and Bunga to play, but I saw before the show that it looks like they were going to be playing. So I love the value here. You're not worried about a 2-2 free kind of draw game. You just need 2 goals. And if LAFC is going to win, they're going to need to probably score at least 2 goals against a really tough Honduras team. Like, this isn't going to be easy, but I think that the level of competition is just on different playing fields. I do think that Prince might be on the other side here. He was nice enough not to argue with me. But this is my best bet for the day. I really, really love it. Drew, you probably don't have any thoughts, but I'm going to pass it to you just in case.
I don't have any thoughts, but I got some, I guess, breaking news in men's hockey that I just saw. So Denmark and Czech Republic were tied 0-0 in the second period with 15 minutes left. The over-under was 3.5, and then they just both combined for 5 goals in 10 minutes. So that's crazy.
Yeah, there was a reason why I was staying off that game. I couldn't figure it out. That's wild.
I just think that's crazy how, like, hockey can change like that.
Yeah, and honestly, the same thing could be true in soccer, where you have 0-0 until the 80th minute, and then all of a sudden you get 2 or 3 goals once the field starts to open up, the rink starts to open up, and you have players moving out of position. It's easier to counterattack it and make something happen.
Yeah, definitely. But I have no takes on Champions League. I'm still learning from you guys, and you guys have helped me a lot, so I appreciate it.
That's all on Prince, man. I've been learning as well. Him, Buckets, from if you guys haven't heard of Buckets, John Buckets, he's on Twitter. He's really good at breaking down and trying to help you understand what we're looking at. He also has a few plays. I don't feel comfortable sharing his plays necessarily, but if you listen to The Early Edge, which I do highly recommend, it's hosted by Sia Najad, who I consider a mentor of mine. He is definitely a role model in every single way, outside of sports and inside sports. Definitely a good show, 10 o'clock every single morning, something that I listen to every day. As soon as my morning meeting at 10 o'clock, same time, also ends, then I go listen to their show and try to join in the fun there. But yeah, that's where also you'll meet Mike McClure. You'll meet Larry Hartstein, who I think runs that whole division. There's a lot of good people there, and I highly recommend that show. That's probably where most of my betting circle and friends have originated from, and that includes Driving the Line with Alan Bell. also spawned from the early edge of CBS Sports. So definitely two good podcasts there that I just mentioned. They both go off at 10 a.m. and highly recommend listening to either and really both of them for more insight. They're both very user friendly. They give a lot of insights on how to make picks, a lot of it betting advice so that you don't get caught in the pitfalls of just losing money or chasing bets. So yeah, definitely a good place to start if you're looking for more shows. But yeah, I think that's kind of it for today. There's a few look ahead spots, right? Where we're looking at the NBA coming back on Thursday. We're going to have NHL coming back after the Olympics is over. We're having world-class baseball coming in. We just saw those uniforms. They're pretty, haven't used this word, but banger. No, that doesn't work here. They're pretty fire. I don't know. I'm an old man. I don't have the tools in my belt to sound cool.
They're
But
hip. I'm just kidding.
they're hip.
Our
Yeah, they're
parents.
hip. Oh gosh, we can all show our age. I'm very excited to see that starting, and I don't have any analytics yet for it, but I'm working on it so that I can have some best bets as soon as baseball comes back. I mean, we're less than a month now away from opening day, which is just going to be awesome. This year is going to be awesome. I think people are going to be playing their hearts out before a potential freeze, a lockout, if they don't come to a deal. The players union in the MLB is just ridiculous, and I'm not a fan of it at all. So whatever. Anyway, that's a different soapbox for a different day. Anything else before we recap our best bets and move on?
Only analytics you need for the WBC Classic is Aaron Judge smash.
Yeah, yeah, he is going to be looking to destroy. He is officially a non-designated for any injury, which means he should be ready to go. No limitations at all on his playing time. And I'm excited to see how he brings that in, because Judge sometimes will start a year off slow, or he'll start it off really fast and then slow down. So having this preseason time to kind of get into it makes me interested to see how far he can come to in the middle of the season, because he's going to reach was it 600 home runs this year?
I don't think it's
Is it
600.
400?
Yeah, I think it might be that.
It was in the back of my mind somewhere. I saw, he has 359 career homers. Sorry,
Yeah.
everybody.
So he'll probably reach 400. He just started off later age-wise, so I think he started when he was like 23, 24 or something. So
Yeah, he was. But that's going to be an impressive milestone. And if he keeps his current pace, then he could probably reach 600. I think that's probably where my thought was
definitely.
went. I mean, he is
Health.
probably the best hitter in baseball right now, comparable to maybe Barry Bonds back in the day, who should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes. Oh yeah, I can have a whole segment about that.
I'm so excited for baseball. I really got to.
I know, me too.
I really got to get in on it, and I do like some of the moves on the offseason for the Yankees. It's really all about putting together a deep bullpen and having good defense, which really starts to stand out. It's not as fun to watch, but that is what wins you games, especially late in October. Can't get around it. Every sport's the same. In NFL, the elite defenses are the ones that make it through. In basketball, the elite defenses are the ones that are usually making it through. Like, yes, elite offenses are fun and they're necessary to get to a certain level, but you're not getting anywhere without elite defense too. So anyway, recap us your best bets, man. And
Yes.
I'll give my best bets and close us off.
Yes, my best bet, of course, is Michigan money line. There's definitely boosts out there, guys, for almost all sports books to use for this game. So it's going to probably be the best game of the day, and of course, there's going to be more to come.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to be looking forward to maybe some of your best bets coming closer to game time. I am waiting for the Sweden game to get off so that I can finish my 3-leg money line parlay. In college basketball, I have a 3-leg parlay: Michigan State money line, Charleston Southern -9.5, and Florida -14.5. That's at -120 on DK. And then in CONCACAF Champions League, Prince has Atletico Ottawa +1 at -115. I think this is also on DK. And I have LAFC team total over 1.5 goals at -125. And then, of course, we have Champions League, which I am very excited to go listen for the third time. I have Galatasaray Juventus full game over 1.5 goals, parlayed with Benfica Real Madrid, both teams to score. Again, Real Madrid's line way too high. They're allowing way too many goals, but their offensive power is there. So I love BTTS. If you feel more comfortable with full game over 1.5, I don't blame you. Or even Real Madrid team total over 1.5. That's a decent pivot point as well. And I think that is what Prince is on. And then my other two-leg parlay is Dortmund team total over 0.5 goal and PSG team total over 1.5 goals. That's at -130. And then don't forget Weston McKennie to score or assist at +200. Little sprinkle there. But for all of us at the OnlyBets Sports Podcast, thank you for listening. We really appreciate you. Shout out, Michael. You've been awesome. Every single day you show up. If you ever have any questions, you feel free to come on. If you ever want to be on it, you feel free to come on. And if any of you guys listening out there want a place to disperse your sports information or just to have a chat, come on in. We are open and inviting. There's no pressure. We're chill. We're just guys. But go like and subscribe our podcast. We are on Apple. We're on Spotify. Wherever you get it. Come follow my Substack or have a day. From all of us, thank you and have a wonderful day.